Hello, everyone. Thank you so much for joining us. We're going to go ahead and just give it one moment while our participants join, and then we'll go ahead and get started. Hello, everyone. So while folks are joining in this space, just wanted to give a very brief and quick welcome from the orientation team. My name is Bobby Linkekik, and I'm the Executive Director for Orientation and Student Onboarding. And we are so grateful to be able to share this space with you all and some wonderful campus partners. Tonight, we're going to be talking a little bit about some information for our new student athletes. In this space, we have new student athletes and their families. So it's a wonderful opportunity for us to just be able to connect with you, bring a little bit of Bentley to you, and get you really excited for the year to come. With that being said, we are recording this session. So if you need to refer back to it at a later date, you'll be able to access that. And by registering for this event, you will automatically receive that link. So no need to search for it. So without further ado, I want to turn it over to our athletic director, Vaughn Williams.
Thank you. Thank you. Thanks for everybody for being here. What we're going to do is go into some introductions just in a couple minutes here. I know the site's still populating a little bit. My name is Vaughn Williams, Director of Athletics, and I'll pass it down to Kevin Loftus.
Good evening, everybody. My name is Kevin Loftus. I'm the Associate Athletic Director of Athletic Communications. Katie?
Hi, everyone. My name is Katie Nunes. I'm the Compliance Coordinator and Student Development Coordinator for Athletics.
Hello, everyone. My name is Brooks Ferry. I'm the Head Athletic Trainer.
Hi, everyone. My name is Dana Trevino, and I'm the Director of Recreation and Competitive Sports.
Good. Well, let's get started. I know as people still to come in, but obviously your time is valuable. Hello to all of those that are listening in, and I just want to thank you, first of all, for deciding to be a Falcon, and we're excited to have you join the nest, so to speak, on campus soon. So a lot of great things happening. We're looking forward to having you. It's going to be a great year. I can't wait till fall starts. Football starts, I think, in the next 7 weeks. If I'm counting the days, we call New Year's August 1st around here as some of the sports start to come back, but we're looking forward to it. The other thing that I want to say is just a little recap of last year, and it was an unbelievable year last year again. A lot of great things happened last year, and I'll just start what we do at Bentley and what you're looking forward to is obviously what we do academically. And we had another great year academically. You can see the stats. I want to say 83% of our student athletes getting above that 3.0 is important to what we do. Obviously, our overall GPA for our for athletic department was a 3.34. I mean, 99% of our teams over a 3.0. So it was a great year within that. And for those, obviously, we have Division I hockey and Division II in the rest of our sports, but our Division II academic success rate, second to none. We're number one in the country at around 300 and I want to say 4 schools in graduation rate for the 6th year possible. In the career aspect of it, once again, careers and what we did in careers, our student athletes continue to go into the workforce in high numbers. 80%, 99% get to do what they have to do, 80% get the jobs, and around 19% go to grad schools. So we are placing our student athletes. They're getting jobs usually in the fall semester before their senior year. And that's from obviously the combination of us being with our career services and doing everything that we can to make sure they get that experience, the internships and so on and so forth. Now, athletically, Athletically, another great solid year as we continue to move forward to excellence. And I think that's what we want to do. All we wish for student athletes that come here to go to school to be a true student athlete is that they can be the best version of themselves. And that's what we're trying to do, create an environment to be the best version of themselves. Doesn't mean that everybody has to get a 4.0, doesn't mean everybody has to win a championship necessarily. But I think if we create that environment, it gives us an opportunity to do the things that you see we're doing in career and academically and now athletically. For the second year in a row, we placed third in the President's Cup in the NE10. And then we have 13 teams participating in the NE10 conference tournament play. 5 teams that participated in NCAA play, men's basketball, women's basketball, volleyball. I mean, there's some impressive numbers for things that happened. And I also want to say the breakthrough sports. We had our softball team make it to the NCAAs for the first time in school history. So the breakthrough, and men's lacrosse. And that's breakthroughs are important. And so everybody's starting to get a taste of that. And then lastly, maybe from a perspective of totality of how we do against our peers across the country. And there is this called this Learfield Cup. It's kind of a ranking of all the 300 and plus schools that are in Division II. And they have those rankings for Division I and Division III as well. But we ranked number 99. We broke the 100 mark, which is a pretty impressive. It's been around, 9 years since we've done that. So I think we're trending in the right direction. Last year we were 117 coming out of, and I was COVID has been around. So I think we're trending the right way. Our student athletes are coming with a lot of energy, urgency, and obviously effort in everything that they do, and building that community that's built on helping each other, assisting and supporting one another, and obviously doing their best in the classroom and doing their best on the competitions field. So we're excited. I'm excited. I guess you'll get to meet a lot of different people when you come to campus. We'll definitely have an orientation when you come in August, and that information will come. But once again, I'm excited. It's always great to have the new class come in and join the family and get it going and get to know you and see how we can support you and have the best student athlete experience possible. So with that said, I'll go on to my next person that wants to speak to you. I want to say it's Brooks. Will you be next speaking to everybody? Brooks, take it from here.
Yep. Thank you, Lon. And again, welcome everyone. I'd like to quickly just go over some paperwork that is required by both the NCAA and Bentley University in order for you to be able to participate in your sport and in athletics. The biggest thing is that these forms are completely different than the forms that you guys have been filling out for health services and the online forms that they have. So you can find the forms by going to the Bentley Athletic webpage. If you click the Inside Athletic tab and then click the Sports Medicine tab, there'll be a box that'll come up and it'll say pre-participation physical exam. Click that, and all the information and how to fill them out and what is needed will be right there. The biggest thing is the NCAA requirement. And those medical forms are, you need to turn in a physical exam from your primary care physician. The tough part with this for some people is that it has to be dated 6 months prior to the start of your sport. Unlike most high schools and the college athletics, when you come to campus in August, September, your sport will be up and running. So as long as you have had a physical within the last 6 months, that will meet the NCAA requirements. Unfortunately, there's nothing that I can do or nothing that Bentley can do in order to waive that requirement, okay? So again, you have to turn in a physical exam from your primary care doctor within 6 months of the start date of your sport. The NCAA also requires that you turn in a sickle cell test. Most of us have been tested when you were born, so it should be in your file and you should be able to get a copy of that from your doctor. If not, then you would have to get another test done and turn in the results once you obtain that. The last group of paperwork requirements are the ones that Bentley require, and those are the ones that you can find on the webpage that I talked about earlier. Those include a Bentley athletic training medical history packet, which has a medical history of yourself, prior injuries, any injuries or illnesses that you've had, as well as vital information and insurance information. And then we also ask that you turn in a copy of the front and back of your insurance card. Okay, I know it's a lot of stuff. Luckily, as I said, this is being recorded and we can answer questions at the end, but those are the requirements that we cannot waive, that you're going to have to abide by. I'd also like to talk about the daily operations of the athletic training room. Unlike a lot of high schools, we are here for all your practices and all your games, whether it's a traditional game or if it's a non-traditional off-season type of game. So there will be an athletic trainer present here for treatments, for evaluations, for practices, and for game competition. So we think and feel that you will be taken care of very well by myself and the rest of the staff. But the things that we ask you is to be on time if you need to see one of us, so that you're not late for class, or not late for practice, and have your coach being mad at you or mad at us. And also some teams will practice, or you may have class after your practice or your game, to make sure that you come in and see us, but please be on time. And please report your injuries to us so that we can make sure that we do provide you with that care that you need in order to get back on the field and back into competition. All right. And with that, I am good. And like I said, if you have any questions at the end, by all means, feel free to ask. We will be more than happy to answer.
Awesome. Thank you, Brooks. So I'm going to go over a few things regarding initial eligibility and what that means to be both athletically and academically eligible. And then I'll briefly touch on academics here at Bentley and share some key dates to keep in mind throughout the summer. But if you guys have any questions, feel free to put them in the Q&A and I'll try to answer them the best I can live, or you can also reach out to me via email after this call. But to begin, all NCAA student athletes must be certified through the NCAA Eligibility Center. So if you have not registered with the Eligibility Center, please do so as soon as possible. I know the majority of you have already registered, which is great, makes my life a whole lot easier, and your life a whole lot easier as well. But students want to create an academic and amateurism certification account and pay the associated fee that goes along with that. Certification accounts are what's necessary at the Division II and Division I level in order for you to be able to be certified academically and amateurism wise. Once you've registered, you'll be assigned a set of tasks to complete. The first being requesting your amateurism certification. Secondly, you'll also have to request your high school transcripts to be uploaded to the NCAA Eligibility Center by your guidance counselor. These need to be official and they need to be signed by your guidance counselor and include your date of graduation. Once you upload all of your information and complete all the tasks, the NCAA will issue you a certification status. It does take about 10 days for the certification status to appear on your account. So I would recommend, if you haven't done so already, reach out to your guidance counselor and get going on those tasks. Moving on to maintaining your eligibility. So once you are enrolled, once you are certified through the Eligibility Center, in order to be able to practice, compete, and receive athletic aid, students must be registered as full-time students. This is a minimum of 12 credits at Bentley, so essentially 4 classes, although some students tend to take 5 classes or 15 credits and find that to be a manageable course load. You also need to maintain progress toward degree, which is essentially a steady path toward graduation. Now, requirements differ slightly between the divisions, but essentially you all need to be enrolled in 12 credits, as I said, pass 9 of them in each semester. For Division I, that is 6 credits. Earn 18 credits by the start of the spring, by the end of the spring semester, excuse me, and 24 credits by the start of the next fall. You also need to be able to present a minimum of a 2.0 cumulative GPA and remain in good academic standing at the university. So moving on to pre-participation forms, you will all be issued an account on ARMS, which is our department's database software. I think in our new student guide, I mentioned that these forms will be assigned to you on July 1st. If they are not posted by July 1st, I know that's a Saturday, please don't panic. They will be issued by next week. And you will receive an email from ARMS with login information, as well as instructions on how to complete these forms. So all of the forms listed on the screen, the compliance forms and the sports medicine forms, which differ slightly from the forms that Brooks has just mentioned, will be assigned to you, and you can complete them all right on ARMS. So there's no need to print them out and send them in, and there's also no need to do any type of preparation as far as making appointments or anything like that. These forms do need to be completed by the time that you arrive on campus. If they're not completed, you will be withheld from participation. So just make sure you're on the lookout for an email from ARMS, and then you can get started on completing those forms. So next, I just want to touch briefly, as I said, on academics. First of all of you will be registering for fall classes within the next month or so. And I just wanted to provide you with some key dates to keep in mind. First year students, you'll be registering for classes on July 26th, and transfer students, you'll be registering for classes on the 24th. Academic services will be sharing instructional videos with you in the coming weeks to help gear you up for registration and course selection. I really want to encourage you all to watch these videos in preparation for registration. Advisors will also be on hand during the week of registration via Zoom drop-in hours. So you are more than welcome to attend those meetings and they will help assist you with any questions or anything you need prior to registration. I also want to encourage you all to speak with your coach regarding class blocks for practices and games, just so that you can properly plan your classes and your schedules in advance. So I mentioned academic services, which is a campus office dedicated to academic advising and success. Bentley has a really strong network of academic advisors, and the athletics department has a great relationship with our advising team. They're all willing to help you when it comes to course registration and course planning. So if you ever have any questions, advisors will be available to assist you. You will all be assigned an academic advisor prior to the start of the first day of classes, and your advising assignment will be listed on your workday account under the academics tab. As far as like regular routine academic assistance, the athletics department implements an academic assistance program, which consists of weekly study table, tutoring, progress reporting, registration and scheduling assistance, and other advising programs throughout the semester. We have a great group of peer tutors, majority of which are athletes. We meet twice a week and tutors are on hand to help with course material and assignments. I really want to encourage our first year students to take advantage of this program because the tutors that are available, as I said, are athletes. They understand your time demands, but they've also taken the majority of the classes that you will be taking in your first semester, and they're able to provide great assistance. So I really want to encourage you all to take advantage of this program in your first semester. More information will be sent out on study table, weekly study table within the first couple of weeks of the fall semester. So just be on the lookout for stuff like that. Outside of the programs and offices mentioned, there's a ton of resources on campus, and I really want to encourage you all to take advantage of the resources that are available to you. Most of the students that have success in their first semester are the ones that reach out for assistance, the ones that ask questions. So I really want to encourage everyone to just be proactive, make connections, and use the resources that are available to you on campus. So I think that is all we have for the time being. If anyone has any questions, feel free to put them in the Q&A at this time, and we'll be happy to answer them live. I'll also put up all of our emails in case you think of anything after this call. You can send us an email and we will get you answers after this call. So we'll take a look in the Q&A.
No questions, Katie. I think
We're not seeing anything.
Brooks and you were very thorough. Or somebody gonna maybe fact check my statistics on everything. Any questions? A great question if you have one.
All right, we got one for baseball. The start date is technically spring, but they play fall.
So I'm figuring that's probably in regards to the physicals. So you would go, their first practice will be usually the end of that first week of school. So therefore, if you go from the beginning of September and go back, you're looking at the physical would have to be dated March, probably the first week of March or later than that in order for that to qualify. And again, unfortunately, there's the NCAA put this rule in probably maybe 10 years ago. And it's been a sticking point for a lot of schools and a lot of people. But like I said, most of the sports being up and running by the beginning of September, that goes and pushes the physical dates usually to the beginning of March for everybody.
Thank you, Brooks. We have another question come in. How/when will we know if athletes will be moved into their permanent dorms when they report early? So I believe this is for our fall sports do report a little bit earlier. They return to campus a little bit earlier. I believe they're issued temporary housing for the first few weeks that they're on campus, and after which they will transition into their permanent housing as we move closer to orientation when the rest of the students come back to campus. But that will be communicated to the head coaches, and head coaches will then communicate that to their student athletes. So just be in contact with your head coach. Another question came in. There are soccer games over orientation, so what should freshmen do? I would recommend going to your soccer game. Please follow your athletic schedule. We will make our orientation team aware that we do have athletes competing and they will be unable to attend certain events over orientation. And we will connect you with the proper resources if anything comes up that you miss during orientation. You make sure that you're keeping an eye on your email, because most of the time that information is also shared through email, but we will make the orientation team aware and connect you with the proper resources.
Good, just a little flurry there. Just a little flurry there. We handle it. Oh.
All right, one more question. When do fall sports arrive? Not sure if it's different for every sport. So our football team does arrive a little bit earlier in August. I believe it's the second week in August. And then our soccer programs, our field hockey program and volleyball program come in the week after that. So I think football move-in is August 6th, and the remaining fall sports would be August 13th. But again, touch base with your head coach on the move-in dates. They have the most accurate information of when they would like you to return to campus. So just be in touch with your coach.
But those dates have been pretty established already, right, Katie? So that's kind of the roundabout dates right now.
Correct.
Yep. That's good. That's good. You're 4 for 4. We're 4 for 4. That's a good batting percentage. That's a good batting percentage.
I'm just going to throw up our emails real quick. Feel free to jot those down. And again, if you have any other questions that you think of after this call, feel free to reach out to us directly, and we'll be sure to help you answer those questions or connect you with the proper office as well to provide you any support that you need.
And I just like to say on behalf of Bentley Athletics, enjoy the rest of your summer. Get ready. It's going to be exciting. Get ready for the start of a new journey. And we're here to serve you, and we're looking forward to serving you. So we will see you sooner than you think. And let's make sure that you have any questions. Communication is important. And just over communicate if you need so. We have people here to help you. We'll be here for the summer. I think that's a wrap. Thank you very much, everybody.